Hey family, it's been a minute since I recorded any video in this fashion. I had a little thing I did that God brought to my attention today that I figure might be noteworthy of some attention. I always get bits and pieces from him in my own personal life, but I believe that sometimes he wants me to share certain things, and I trust his spirit in my life, and I do. So maybe prayerfully this is one of those times, and it will help somebody. You guys are probably going to think I'm crazy, but truth be told, I might be just a little bit. My car doesn't have any air conditioning, and it hasn't for like a few weeks now. The reality is it's not in my budget, and I could probably get it on legitimately. Some people who are in a position to help me if I need it, but I don't need comfortability. And we forget that some of the things we have are just luxuries. So I go to work, I drop off my car, I pick up a government vehicle, and it's still cool this morning, or at least a nice cool breeze, so I leave the windows down. Now when I come out, it's 2:30, 2:45, and it's pretty hot. So I got a brand new, fairly new government vehicle, 2012, with the air that blasts. Do I cut it on when I get in? I thought about it, and I said, nah, I don't have no air in my car. If I have to do it in mine, why not do it for the sake of sacrifice? And this is not stuff I come up with. This is God speaking to me, I believe. So I don't cut the air on. And in 92-degree weather, I drive home. And what God put in my spirit was, sacrifice is one thing when you're put in a position to have to be humble, to display some humility. It's one thing. But to display humility when you don't have to is another. And he used this heat thing to do it. Anybody who knows me from a kid and knows me now knows I do not do heat. Just don't care to be hot. I'd rather be cold any day. So I'm sure there's some bigger lessons involved in this whole not having air conditioning thing. But the reality is this: how willing are we to sacrifice? Like, we will exemplify humility and a state of being humble on our jobs because we have to work. We'll do it in people with positions of authority because they are in position of authority. But are we willing to exemplify or display that same humility in our home to our children, in our relationships with our mates and our husbands or wives? Or do we only do it when we have to? And one of the things I really got from riding in this heat, and something else I got, I should say, not focusing on the problem. Like, sure, it's hot. Y'all know it's hot. Y'all been out there. But if I focus on what's wrong, I draw the problem not just to me externally, but to me internally. And when you complain about how hot it is, you get more hot. You get hotter. So acknowledging the problem for what it is, but not focusing on the problem, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it's hot and I don't like heat, and I acknowledged that it was hot, and I even put on some music. Now, I ain't danced, but I sang a little bit because it was okay. And are we willing, am I willing to do things and focus on solution? Like, I have a job and the car I drive has everything I need except for a good stereo and air conditioning. But it was a gift from God. And if all I have to do is feel that some people don't have a job or a car or air conditioner that they can get fixed, I can get mine fixed eventually. And it's a temporary problem. And even if it lasts longer than I want it to, even if I have to wait until I get a new car, if God so wills, then what's the big deal? Sure, I'm hot. Sure, I don't like it. I mean, actually, I don't know what the big deal is with me and heat, because I've been hot lately, y'all, and it's okay. I haven't acted out in anger. I haven't done any road, ain't no bodies on the side of the road. I haven't crashed anybody or told anybody to pull over, which is things that I have done. It's been a while, so yeah. But the bottom line is I wasn't overcome by the problem. I did everything I could to live in solution, acknowledging that the problem was there. Oh yeah, it's hot, and oh yeah, I do want some air conditioning. But if I don't get it, guess what? I have so many other things to be thankful for that I can even endure the heat. And I got to tell y'all, when it started a couple weeks ago, what got me through was I just kept thinking, hell is hotter. It was that simple for me. Like, hell is hotter. Thank God that you're not going there. So I was just, wanting to share like the sacrifice piece, and are we willing to display humility when we should in our homes, not just when we have to on our jobs. If you're not in a position of authority, and if you are, like, do you display humility to the people who you are over, your employees? Some of you might submit at home, but do you do it at the job because you have some power? One of the things I've learned about putting yourself in a position to display spirituality in your life, it has to show up in the natural. Like, you can't just talk about spiritual things without getting a chance to practice them in an area where you rather not practice them in. And the fact that you're willing, or I'm willing, to willingly make a decision to sacrifice, and I might even say suffer if I choose to, as long as it's for the sake of another and not myself, then why wouldn't I? How can I convince people that God is good and they can do things if they make a little bit of sacrifice in their life, if I'm not willing to sacrifice a little bit of comfortability? To not take my problems out on other people, to feel what I need to feel, even if it's heat. So, I rode home in a vehicle with air conditioning, without the air conditioning on, and I knew that God had a purpose, but I wasn't sure what it was, but I trusted him anyway. And as I drove home in my own vehicle, which was even hotter because it sat all day, I was grateful. That he takes the time to speak to my heart the way he does. That I'm willing to do little things like that. And listen, any sacrifice you make intentionally, in humility, you'll be blessed for it. You can't strengthen your spirit if you don't go against the natural every now and then with a spiritual solution. Like, life is hard, so what? It's just life, but I have life to talk about it. So, I'm grateful. Don't know, somebody got anything. I got something from it. I just thought I'd share it. Y'all know I love y'all much. And I know I still got to get back to that love thing. There's some stuff in there, but I got to make sure that he's leading me when I do. That's a real important subject. All right. God bless. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all.